Is a town's history dry or maybe a little stale? Not if you live in Scarsdale and have the amazing volunteers of the Scarsdale Historical Society willing to do the research and present our stories. Do they have walking tours? Yes. Documentaries? Yes. A podcast? Yes. Jordan Copeland is a Scarsdale Historical Society Board Vice Chair and Village Historian. In this exact location, he filmed A Village, a history of downtown Scarsdale. He noted many intriguing aspects and curious components of the original downtown that remain visible today. And as Laurie Rothman explained in the first episode of the Historical Society's podcast series, Scars Tales, there are many crazy stories to be told. One story shared by the Historical Society that we're quite partial to is a history of the Scarsdale Foundation and the Scarsdale Bowl. Last year, they presented newly unearthed details that highlighted the importance of the bowl dinner and its unifying force in the community.
Welcome to the Quaker Ridge Golf Club's Caddy House. As Jordan explained from this very spot in the documentary From the First Schoolhouse, A Scarsdale Story, Scarsdale was fortunate to have passionate, forward-thinking educators from its very beginnings. The Scarsdale schools are widely considered to be the industry of our town, and the Scarsdale Historical Society's December 2025 film is an extraordinary presentation of how this became the case. It is a beautifully researched and deeply provocative film. It takes its audience on a journey of civic vision and community commitment. The Scarsdale Historical Society encourages us to celebrate our town's deeply rooted respect for public education, a focus which the Scarsdale Foundation holds at its core.
In Scarsdale, we have many pastimes. However, once children are settled into the school system, many parents choose to volunteer. Efforts can start simply, but over time, a Scarsdale volunteer tends to be innovative and actively pushes for better systems, technologies, or social conditions. Leslie Chang is the assistant village historian and the Scarsdale Historical Society trustee. On this very spot, she filmed the documentary Women Rising, the Scarsdale Suffragists. The suffrage project, headquartered right here at Wayside Cottage, not only impacted the country with its efforts towards securing women's votes, it also launched a cooperative farming project called the Cooperative Farms that became a model across the nation.
The Scarsdale Historical Society doesn't just do documentaries. It innovatively encourages preservation of Scarsdale history and provides grants to assist in this critical activity.
Over the last decade and a half, the Scarsdale Historical Society has contributed over $80,000 towards the digitization of the Scarsdale Inquirer. This has led to an explosion of discoveries about our village's past because of the superior level of discovery it enabled. That research has resulted in a number of projects, including documentaries and exhibits. The Scarsdale Historical Society has produced more than 10 documentaries over the last decade. As the library and the Historical Society have grown their connection over the last few years, we've begun producing exhibits to go along with the documentaries. These exhibits go on display in the local history center. The Historical Society has also contributed to many exhibits at the library. When the library's renovation, to which the Historical Society contributed $100,000, was completed in 2021, the local history center, which occupies part of what used to be the reference room, provided space for exhibits highlighting different aspects of Scarsdale's history. The Historical Society agreed to periodically contribute exhibits for the space.
Randy Guggenheimer, president of the Scarsdale Historical Society, stood in this very spot and reminded us that Scarsdale schools have been slaying it for over 100 years. Thanks to the Scarsdale Historical Society, this reality has been documented and beautifully preserved to be presented to future generations to learn from. Through films about our 5 neighborhoods, Scarsdale families can learn about the history of their schools, their streets, and maybe even their homes. We feel pride and a sense of belonging. This attention to sharing information in fun and innovative ways allows all of us to be students of history. The Scarsdale Foundation works to support the college education of deserving students, and we are so grateful to the Scarsdale Historical Society for bringing our rich history to life. Tonight, we honor their efforts to make history not just preserved, but shared, and to engage our whole community in the process. Thank you, Scarsdale Historical Society.